When we get up in the morning, along with coffee, toast, and cake. If you're like the old Stone Roadie, you like to wake and bake. Now let's join Craig, Reed, and Griff Martin as we head out on the road. So sit right back, buckle right in. It's a Wake and Bake Morning Show. It's a Wake and Bake Morning Show. It's a Wake and Bake Morning Show. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Time to rise and shine. I'm Shelby Barrett, the Stoned for the Stoned Roadie Show, and it's time to Wake and Bake with Craig Reed and Griff Martin.
Well, good morning, fellow Earthlings. Here it is. It's podcast 159, and it's Monday, April the 22nd, on another Wake and Bake Morning Buzz on the Stoned Roadie Show, number 41. And action. Alrighty then, looky here. My name is Craig Reed, and I'm AKA the Stoned Roadie, and this is my co-host, the rocket scientist, Griff Martin. So what do we got going on this fine Monday morning there, Griff Martin?
Craig, all we had to do was draw a number out of a jar, and we couldn't even do that shit right.
All you had to do is put the right intro on the damn Saturday night special the other night.
Yeah.
Wake and Bake, you know.
Yeah, I apologize for that, Kathy. That Saturday night special, and then it looks like it was a Wake and Bake. And then and I called Craig, and I said, Craig, man, I put the wrong intro on there. And he goes, I don't give a shit. That's one thing about
I noticed that I did the same thing. I was trying to edit those things in, and I put the wrong one in. But then you put Shelby in, and then with the right one with the Saturday night special one. So I just laughed. I said, "Well, that people expect us to make mistakes. They expect me to make mistakes. At least they ought to, you know."
Yeah.
They brought me out of retirement to do this stuff. I was retired for 15 years and told them I didn't know what I was doing. And here I am trying. So you get what you pay for.
I'm supposed to be keeping you straight, and I ain't doing too good of a job of it, though. But, good things come out of it. You had one winner, and then now you got two winners.
Oh, yeah. God, yeah, I had that all planned. I had big numbers, and I had the names on there so you could see all the names and stuff, and then I forgot to do it and read off the wrong number, and oh, yeah, it was a mess. But it turned out to be pretty funny because it's Wheelchair Chuck, and we'd been talking about Wheelchair Chuck, and it was funny because I had him wrote down as Sandy, aka Chuck, and we were laughing about it. And then when I went to call him to tell him about it, and I noticed that I knew I had him down, and he was number 61, I think, or something like that. And then he wrote and he said Sandy didn't get a number, so I made her number I don't remember, 60 something. But then I already had her designated as number 77, and it was Sandy and Chuck. So then when Griff got me thinking about number 77, I read it off instead of showing it, and then we announced him as the winner. And then Griff said, "What was that winner's name again?" I went, "Oh, crap, I read off the wrong name. It was 79, not 77. And then I said, I bet Matt, I think his name is Matt, Mike or Matt. Yeah, I don't remember. But,
those people were probably freaking out, and they were going, what the hell is going on? I don't even know if I won or not. But if you watch long enough,
he said he was a little bit, yeah. But yeah, we got it straightened out, anyways. Yeah, but, it worked out pretty good. Now me and Wheelchair Chuck have we're trying to put together a wheelchair race, a charity wheelchair race.
Yeah, what he's like 5 hours from you or something.
Yeah, 5 hours directly west. Yeah, of a wheelchair.
Yeah.
I told him to come over here and I'd race him around the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I might have to do an on the
Bad
road
news.
with Griff Martin and come up there and videotape that. See what's
Yeah, but
what's doing.
he was funny. I talked to him for a long time. He told me why he was in a wheelchair and what happened in his motorcycle wreck and everything. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, that's
Yeah, and then you said you were getting up
have him
on your
the
roof.
podcast
You
sometime,
said
yeah.
you were getting up on your roof the other day, and I told
That's-
you, I said you might really be in a wheelchair racing wheelchair Chuck if you don't watch out.
Yeah, I was up on the roof.
It's the transition from the ladder to the roof that gets you. That's what gets you. That's where you got to be careful. So you're going on a guest appearance coming up here, aren't you, Craig?
I am. Yeah, I'm going to be on the Outhouse podcast, and they'll be talking shit about shit. That's what he said.
I got that
It's
queued up.
live, you know.
I got that queued up if you want to hear a little bit of it. So let's see.
Yeah, play it.
Okay.
Cowhouse Podcast. This week, Wednesday,
8 p.m. EST.
Lynyrd Skynyrd, plane crash survivor, the
Stone
Roadies, Mr. Craig Reed.
And if you play your card today, standing man, I'm not going to do your cards right. You need to get a hold of Ricky Schoenberg, the accountant of the Star, if they're trying to get him.
Yeah. Anyway, that's when's that going to be airing with you on there, Craig? When can we see that?
8 o'clock. Oh, let me move the mic in. 8 o'clock Wednesday.
Oh, cool.
And I guess I put the link up on FakeBook.
Oh,
Yeah, I
that's right.
don't know. He called me today. I was on the phone with my niece wants me to go to dinner with her.
Oh yeah.
Thursday night, some kind of birthday party or something. She wants me to go with her to.
Oh man, you might not be able to get up Friday morning for the.
Supposed to be real good. It's supposed to be authentic Italian. She's a Genovese, so she knows.
I hope you can get up in time for the Friday morning wake and bake.
Oh, it's at 5 o'clock. Yeah.
Oh well, that don't mean anything. Once you get up there and you start messing around, ain't no telling. But you have a right to call in sick. You're the boss, so.
Yes, I'll be busy Wednesday and Thursday. I got a busy week this week.
Hey, you were telling me a little bit about we were talking about drinking whiskey earlier, and Craig was telling me a story about when Leon went to play with Starship. And tell that story, Craig.
Well, Jefferson Starship. Their bass player couldn't. They were scheduled to play in Jacksonville, and he couldn't play, so they asked Leon to fill in. So Leon asked me to be his guitar roadie for the night. So I went there. I went there with a friend of mine, Leland Burpee, and he had some whiskey. It's called Booker Nose. It's I don't know. It's 150 proof or something like that. It's crazy powerful. So we were up there and we were drinking that, and Papa John Creech was playing with them, and he asked if we had any hooch or whatever. We said, well, all we had is this Booker Nose, and he said he wanted some of it. I said, man, you better watch out. This stuff's powerful, And he looked at us like, you silly white boys, don't you know who you're talking to? And and he took a big swallow of that, man. And it took his breath, and he's going, ice. I said, I told you, man, you know. And his wife went and got him some ice and got him calmed down. And she said, you got another little taste of that stuff.
Yeah, that white lightning. That's what got the story going. Is I was telling Craig about the time I had some white lightning. It was some white lightning, peach white lightning, and just one shot, man. And I was like, after 2 shots, I couldn't even hardly walk on that stuff. That's some white lightning. And then we go, well, hey, if we talk about it on the podcast, somebody will send some to us. That's how we get a lot of our cool stuff, as we talk about it on the podcast. And,
somebody sent me this cool mug. I can't think of your name, buddy. I know you're watching this show. And I can't think of your name. I just read your card today as I was making all the envelopes for the stickers that are going out here today. I was making out the envelope, and you wrote in there that you're the one that sent me the Trump mug. And I appreciate that. I use it often.
Yeah, so Craig's going to be sending out the packages to the winners, and then I've got these 2 stickers that's going to go. He's going to give me your address, and I'm going to send you these 2 stickers that's signed by Gene Odom and Craig Reed. That's an extra little something go in the stash for the winners.
Oh, Wheelchair Chuck, yeah, he's a big time fan. He's real enthusiastic about getting that $50 that I'm giving away. I think he's more like that, getting that more than the whole other package.
Yeah.
He wants an orange kazoo, and he wants me to sign it.
Yeah, you guys, did you ask them? Did you ask the winners if they want you to sign their stuff?
Oh, I did. Yeah. I think the number's 79. I think his name is Mike. I'm sorry, I got it wrote down over there. I can't think of everything, but yeah, he doesn't want me to sign your thing, your painting. He don't want me to sign that, but
not even on the back.
Oh, I didn't ask him about that. I'll clarify it with him before I send it to him.
Yeah.
But then he wanted me to sign the Fox thing, but I don't know if he wants me to sign it in red or silver yet. And then what else? He wants me to sign an orange kazoo because he likes the Cleveland Browns.
Oh yeah, that's
and then
cool.
Yeah, he gets the sticker and the $1 million bills and
well, that's it, you know. And then
I think we also have one of them posters. Yeah, there's
the disciple Dave the disciple.
Yeah, Dave
poster.
sent me those posters. I forgot about that. I got those sent away, and I suppose they'll want me to sign that because they've made a space in the middle there for me to sign.
Yeah, that was good thinking, Dave. Yeah, Dave's always thinking ahead.
Yeah, Dave, don't forget. I won't forget to send you one back. He said I'd appreciate it if you send one of these back to me signed. You know, I might even send you a couple of them, Dave.
Yeah, why not? Right? Yeah, cool. Well, we got a few things to talk about on here. We got.
Hey, I see that dobro back there, man. That's a nice looking guitar.
Yeah, that's the Kenny Phillips donated Kenny Phillips dobro, and we want to go ahead and auction that off somehow. Somebody make us an offer for that. If you go to supportsurvivors.net, Anna's going to be putting the pictures up. And if you see that little warranty insert up there at the top, that's got Oliver Anthony and Joey Davis signature on there. And I'm going to put up a picture of them here so you can see they actually did sign that. I got it in my hand, and when I went to see them there at the Plant City Strawberry Festival, I could have had them sign a guitar, but I couldn't drag that thing around backstage and drag it through security and all of that stuff. And Kenny Phillips wanted Gene to sign it, but I want to see. I don't know. I think if we sell it, maybe we'll ask the person that buys it if they want Gene to sign it. That's one of those things. I don't want to mess it up if somebody don't want it signed. So we're working on it, Kenny, and we appreciate you donating that. And the thing of it is that's got some ties to Larry Junstrom. Kenny didn't want me to tell exactly who owned it, but it was a close friend to Larry Junstrom, and I believe that dobro was in Larry Junstrom's house for some time. Could be wrong about that, but I think that's what I was told. Yeah, that's really clean. It's got the steel piece. You know, that's the dobro. You lay it in your lap and you play slide with it. And I messed around with it a little bit. Sounded like hell when I did it, but if somebody wants it just for a conversation piece, or if they really want to play it, that thing's very playable and very.
It looks nice.
It's in great shape. Yeah, great shape.
Great.
So we're going to put it up on the supportsurvivors.net, and Anna's working on that web page. You guys go look at it, and let's see. Yeah, you know, I'm just like Craig now. I'm getting phone calls during the podcast. Sorry about that. So yeah, go to supportsurvivors.net and check out that dobro in a few days or a week maybe, and it should be up. Anna's working on it. Or send Craig an offer to his email.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Stoned Roadie at Gmail. The Stoned Roadie at gmail.com. You got to put the Stoned Roadie, because I am the Stoned Roadie, not just Stoned Roadie. The Stoned Roadie. The world's most famous Stoned Roadie ever, Craig Reed.
From the beginning of time.
From the dawn of time. That's right.
So yeah, go check out that supportsurvivors.net page. And there's also on that page, there's a link to Gene Odom's page. And you guys can go check out Gene Odom's, I guess it's his YouTube page. It's on there. And then you can look at all of the Stoned Roadie podcasts. There's a link to that. So she's working on it. It's a lot better than when I had it. So start checking out the supportsurvivors.net. And thank you, Anna and Tom, for working on that. And then, of course, Craig, we've been talking about the drawing all the way through spring on Friday, right?
Yeah, but let's go back. Wheelchair Tom, I was talking to him about some of our last podcasts, or Wheelchair Chuck, I'm calling him. And I said, man, did you see Timmy? And he goes, no, I didn't see Timmy. Wow. And then I went, you know what? I don't think I really publicly ever showed Timmy, you know? So I'm gonna have to put Timmy up on YouTube or something and make Timmy public.
Yeah, I've got
a lot of people like Timmy. I was at the Giant Eagle. I was coming out, and it was just getting wintertime. And I come out the side door by the pharmacy, and some guy was sitting there, and he said something to me, and I just ignored him, you know, and got my car and got almost all the way home. I went, man, it's cold out there. I said, and that guy talked to me, and I just ignored him. I said, man, he didn't even look like he had a coat on. And I turned back around and went back and said, hey, dude, you need something? And he goes, yeah, I need a coat. And I said, man, come on, get in. And I brought him home with me. But he was a 4X, man. I didn't have nothing to fit that dude. So I was going to go buy him something. You know, I was going to take him down. There's a Walmart right down there, or a Target or whatever. I was going to take him down and buy him some stuff. And he wanted to go to I gave him some money, but I figured while we were sitting here in the Stoned Roadie studio, that I would just do a podcast with Timmy, and he had just got out of jail. He was intoxicated. He was a big boy too, man. He was 300 pounds. Yeah, but I kept calling him Timmy, and he was drinking beer, and he was already messed up. Boy.
Stoned Roadie in Memphis.
Yeah, he was a hoot, man. He was a hoot. Yeah, he just wanted me to drop. I gave him some money, and he just wanted me to drop him off at the truck stop. He said he could get a ride at the truck stop.
You remember that little kid at the monument when we were talking to his mom, and the little kid was getting you to sign some stuff, and he goes, "I watch all of the podcasts." And I said, "Did you watch the one with Timmy?" "No, I haven't seen that one yet." And I said, "Well, don't be like Timmy."
Well, that you know what? I think I only put that up on FakeBook. I don't think I put that on because I couldn't get my camera to work, or I don't know. I couldn't.
Oh no, that was on the
I couldn't-
podcast. Yeah.
It was
I put
on.
it on the
podcast?
Yeah, I put it on the. I'll see if I can dig it up. I ain't gonna promise, but if I can dig it up, I'll
I've got
tag
it on
the
a file.
internet.
I'm sure I got it on my Zoom file somewhere. I'm sure I do because I put it on Zoom. I think.
No, we had it on. I don't know what number the podcast was, but of course we've done 158 podcasts. We can't remember what all we
This
did.
is 159. Yeah, it's
159.
crazy.
Yeah, you know. So.
And that ain't counting some of the other ones we just threw in there and didn't even count them.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Yeah, all the Sunday morning acoustics, they're not even counted as a podcast.
No, and that kind of dropped off. Nobody's sending in any acoustic stuff, so you know, if you don't send it in, I won't put it up. That's free advertisement for you. We'll put it right on the channel. All you got to do is send Craig a file of you playing an original acoustic song, and we'll put it up. Don't forget about that. I got kind of tired of mentioning it. What you got there, Craig?
Well, you
Ed
can
King?
see Ed King's signature on that T-shirt there.
Yeah, is that going to be something that we're auctioning off?
Yeah, this is something we're offering on the podcast here before we offer it on eBay or whatever. But you know, sending a T-shirt out on it's just too much involved. But you know, I just wanted to show you the signature.
So how'd you get that?
There's just
shirt?
so much involved with
How'd you
eBay.
get the shirt, Craig? How'd you get it?
Okay, and also, Steve Jones, and there's a picture of Ed, and I guess that's Steve Jones there,
Cool.
and then that's Joe Barnes, Guitar Roadie. You know, that we talk about Joe Barnes, and I guess that's Steve Jones there, and that's the guy that sent us the T-shirt to sell. So you get the picture and the T-shirt, you know, and yeah, that's up for bids if anybody's interested in that.
Yeah, and if you want Craig to sign the back of that picture and say, you know, thanks from the Stone Roadie Show, and you never know, you know, that might be something of some value. So, but yeah, that's pretty cool. Thanks for all the donations, everybody. See, we got all these things that people send us, and then you know, all of that money goes right to the survivors. You can say who you want it to go to, but you know, we're not trying to push that like we've been saying. You know, we're trying to make our money off of the monetization of the podcast. So, but you know, all that extra little bit helps.
Yeah, I had somebody trying to get me to get involved with the donation part of YouTube, and I said, don't want no part of that, man. And we didn't start out doing this for donations or nothing. You know, people ask us what we were going to do when we become millionaires from doing this podcast, and we said we'd take care of the survivors, you know, you know. So, you know, that was the whole concept of this. And then people, you know, started wanting to send in some donations, and I refused them for a while. And then, you know, I felt bad because I'm going, God, I'm taking money of those people's pockets that people want to give them. So I started taking donations, and then it just kind of turned into a donation thing, and we don't want to go there, man. We want to, you know, like and subscribe so we can get out of this donation thing, you know, because you know, there's a thing on YouTube also, if you want to donate, you can do it through there, but hell, they they take a percentage of that. So, you know, that's, you know, that's stupid to do it that way, you know.
But, you know, if you have something cool like Latrell Metter, you know, he's got that poker chip that he's donating that was on the plane. It's a white poker chip. And, you know, that we're going to try to get what we can out of that. And then,
yeah, I'm going to write up a document of authenticity for those with the from Survivor Films. And I made up a pretty good one for the $50 that we're giving away. Those $50, I sent Chuck wheelchair Chuck a sample of what it was going to look like. He said, yeah, he liked it pretty much. You know?
Those are some good looking letters of authenticity. I've
yeah,
got one of them.
Yeah. He thought that was funny when I said I'd make sure I signed it pretty so they could stick it up on the wall. And he goes, that's damn sure where it's going to, right up on my wall.
Yeah, when you sit Craig down to sign, you better not be in a hurry because he likes to make it. He likes to make it purty.
Make them purty, yeah.
Like Ronnie said, sign it purty.
Ain't much you can do with Craig Reed, but I do the best I can.
And we got some comments to go over. And, you know, somebody kind of sent me a little comment in my Facebook, and they were kind of like a little pissed off. They were saying, why can't you get Artimus Pyle on there and tell his story about how he got shot and everything. And so I dug up a little video of it was just like a minute 45 seconds of Artimus telling his story about, you know, the plane crash. And it was a real quick story. And I believe it was 1997 on the Howard Stern show. So at the end of this, it's a little audio, and you can hear Artimus' side of the story. And no comment from me. I don't have any comment about that. I mean, you heard Brenda's story, and now you can hear Artemis's side. If we can't get him on here, then we'll just dig something off the internet and let you hear it that way. And so that's what I did. So we'll put that on there, and we report, you decide. That's an angry Trump. That's a mugshot Trump.
That's
you know,
the mugshot. Yeah,
they're really.
That's a famous mugshot. Yeah.
You got a jury trial going on right now with a freaking president. You know, over, you know, some prostitute
paying somebody to be quiet, which isn't even against the law.
Yeah, and you know, I mean,
yeah, I think didn't Clinton do it with Lewinsky or something like that?
Yeah, but he didn't go to no trial. And look at, you know, you got, you know, Joe. Look at all the stuff he's doing, and he don't, you know, he just gets a free pass for everything. But you know, it's clearly a witch hunt. Clearly a witch hunt. Everybody knows it.
The Democrats own the whole system now.
Yeah, the judges are all Democrat judges, but Trump
all
wears
owned
it as
by
a
the
badge of courage or a badge of honor. Yeah, he wears it as a badge of honor. But Craig and I are both under the assumption that there will be no election.
No, they're going to do something.
Yeah.
They can't win legit, you know, straight up, you know. They couldn't.
Yeah, they're going to cancel it. It's going to be canceled. And you heard it here on the Stone Roadie show. There will be no election. It will be canceled.
Oh, yeah, they're going to have martial law. Yeah, it'll be martial law. I mean,
well, there'll be some kind of a, you know,
God, we're just almost in a world war now for all the, you know, God.
I think there's probably going to be some kind of a grid shutdown just long enough to get everybody.
There's going to be an internal thing too. All these cells of all these immigrants that are letting in, all these cells, they're gonna fire them up pretty soon, and then you know, all of our military will be involved overseas, and we'll have all that corruption here. Yeah, it's going to be a mess.
Yeah, I got me a whole box of popcorn ready to pop up, and I can pop it over a fire. I don't need to do it in the microwave.
And all that's just, you know, in my opinion and in my assumption of the way things are looking, because they can't win. They got him all tied up in court all the time, and they're laughing about it. You know, saying he can't campaign because he's tied up in court all the time. Ha ha ha! Spending all his money. Ha ha ha!
Yeah, there's not just one fox in the hen house. There's several
The whole
foxes in the
system's
hen house.
corrupt, man.
Yeah, and you got colonels in the military that are dressed up like women, and you got
The freak show, man. It's
I
all
like to
show.
I like to go. I like to when I go to the restaurant, and the waitress comes up, I'll say, "Excuse me, what do you identify as?"
What's your pronoun?
Yeah, what's your pronoun? Are you a they, them, or are you a non-binary, or are you a binary, or what are you? So I don't misgender you, but I always wait till I get my meal.
You'll get the
I get my meal first. I don't want them to spit in it. All right, Craig, let's go through these comments before we get in any trouble here. Yeah, and that was a great Saturday night special, Kathy. I enjoyed that. There was some really, and she always does a great job. She's a school teacher, and she kind of keeps us straight. Every now and then, it's nice to have somebody on a podcast that knows what they're doing and has sort of a format going. And she does research and
Otto was here and got her name mixed up with Gotti instead of Godsey. I thought she was come from a mob family. But
Kathy Gotti.
Kathy's going, what are you talking about? Gottie's not. You're talking about Gotti. That's a totally different name.
You look like you were kind of like half in the bag on that podcast, correct? Like you were a little, you were doing okay answering and stuff, but you look like you were a little bit out of it.
Well, Otto had been here all day. I mean,
that's what it was.
We were sitting here drinking these Bloody Marys without the Bloody Mary stuff in them. Let's go and watch.
Yeah, Otto. I tell you what, man. Otto don't play around when it comes to partying. He's ready to go.
Yeah, he says I party like a rock star. Yeah, like a rock.
Didn't that come from? Where'd that rock come from? That come from
it comes from Maine, up on the Maine, on the beach in Maine. And Kathy Godsey laughs. She said, "That ain't shit. We got things up here in New Jersey better than that."
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. That's sparkly. I don't know if you can see the sparkle.
Oh, Ed King used to get his picks from some beach over there on the East Coast.
Clam shells, them clam shells.
Yeah, he used to. There's a lot of people that he gave those picks to. Also.
Oh God, yeah, those are pretty famous.
Did you ever see one of them, Craig?
Oh God, yeah. Don't think I ever owned one though.
He liked the way he said it'd wear some strings out,
Yeah.
He didn't care. He liked the way it sounded. It had that chicken picking sound to it, and that's what was weird about Ed is he's from the West Coast out in California and he had more of a chicken picking sound than anybody in the band.
Yeah, it's like those Mel Bay picks that Gary and Alan used. They had that gristle on them, that gnarl.
Yeah. Yeah.
How they play with these? I said because the end you'd think they would play with real flimsy, but they turn it sideways and use that real, it's about the thickness of a diamond. It's gnarly,
And just think about Steve Reynolds told me when you went into the studio there where those guys were practicing, there were picks laying all over the floor everywhere. You just pick them up off the floor, and now. If you've got an Alan Collins pick, a pick that he played with, that's worth a lot of money, man.
Oh my God, yeah, man. Especially the old Mel Bay ones.
Yeah.
I'm probably the only one in the world that's got any of these.
Yeah, we did. I think we sold one of those for what did we get for that? I think it was a couple $100 or something for a pick.
Yeah, those are impossible to find. They're very rare. I got about a half a dozen of them.
All right, let's jump into the comments, and then be sure to stick around. I'll see if I can dig the Timmy thing up. I can't promise that. I'll try.
I got it. I'm sure I got it. If I did it I had to do it on a Zoom, and I'm sure I got it on.
Yeah, if we can't get it to you on the end of this one, we'll put it on the end of the next one. But
yeah, I told Chuck I'd send him a wheelchair. Chuck, I told him I'd send it to him. I said, a lot of people commented on Timmy. Yeah, they said, that's crazy.
I don't know if we put the whole thing up there, but I'll highlight all the best parts of it when I can dig it up. But so okay, here we go into the comments. James asked Craig, "Who's your all-time favorite guitarist?"
Alan. Yeah,
that's what I expected.
Yeah.
I mean, it was his attitude too. I mean, he was like,
what
was it he used to play whenever he used to play something all the time?
And then, like and after that, it would have to be Gary, though. I mean, seriously, I mean, it really would. Gary played some incredible stuff, man. I mean, Steve had and Ed had their own styles, but Gary played some amazing things.
He just went on and on and on, clean playing.
It was amazing, yeah.
And what was it? Alan used to play a Tarzan thing before.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
I wish you had a copy of that audio somehow of Alan playing that Tarzan. It's the Johnny Weissmuller. The Johnny Weissmuller Tarzan yell.
Yeah. Yeah.
Only Alan,
course. Yeah. That was
and then Gary, he's got the little Tweety bird on the free bird, making it sound like a bird with the little trick with the wire, that ground wire. So, okay, yeah, there you go, James. Appreciate that question. Let me see here.
Oh, hey, wait a minute. When I was talking about the podcast I'm going to be on Wednesday, I failed to mention that the guy I'm going to do it, Tom. I worked with Tom as a stagehand up at this local thing up here, and I worked with Tom. We were stagehands together, but he went to high school with Chad.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, they went to high school with Chad, and automotive, his like best friend was like Chad's best friend, but they didn't really know each other.
And then they all went to school with Maryland.
Yeah, from Canton. Yeah, from Canton. They all went to Canton. And I think Jeff went to Massillon or something like that, but it's right, there, but they all knew each other. But yeah, Chad and Tom went to Canton, but they went to school with Marilyn Manson.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, they went to school with Marilyn.
Get Chad to get Marilyn Manson on here. We'll
yeah, would that be funny?
That just don't. Marilyn Manson and Lynyrd Skynyrd just don't mix.
Somebody asked something about. Apparently, Gary said something about Marilyn Manson was supposed to write a happy song or something. Somebody commented on my the Stone Roadie at Gmail thing that Gary said something about Marilyn Manson. He should write a happy song or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, moving along, a guy, Roger Johnson, he wants to know, did you guys ever beat anyone's ass for throwing bullets up during Give Me Back My Bullets?
No,
Do you remember that, really. Craig, where you were on stage, bullets flying up on the stage?
Oh, they were flying up on stage, yeah, but we never seen who threw them. No. They threw handfuls of 22s. I mean, handfuls. But then they started throwing 38s, and Ronnie said, man, we're going to stop playing that song before they put them in a gun. And that's why they stopped playing that bullets, because, Ronnie said they were going to they were throwing bullets, but every time they play bullets, they'd throw bullets on stage.
And it wasn't even really about bullets, not ammunition bullets. It was liner bullets.
Billboard charts, and give me back my bullets. Yeah. You were always whatever with a bullet.
Lynyrd Skynyrd fans just need an excuse. They don't. They just need just one little excuse.
Oh yeah, they were throwing bullets. They would throw handfuls of 22s.
And then this guy's username is User. And he asked, Craig, do you have any pictures of Steve and Billy's homes? We always see everybody else's houses, but never seen Steve and Billy's homes or anything about them. Billy had kind of like a little a place there with I think I remember.
He lived out on after the crash. I don't really remember where he was. Yeah, that was before the crash. He lived out on Lake Asbury. Yeah,
seemed like I remember a story.
Kind of where Ronnie lived. He out there in that area.
Joe Crimp told me one time, I think it was Joe, I might be butchering this if you're listening because I always get it wrong, but I think Joe and Gary rode their horses to Billy's house one time, and they got too drunk to ride him home or something, and they left him in his fenced-in yard.
No, Billy lived way out and where Ronnie lived, that was way far away from where they ever had it.
Yeah, I'll have to get. Joe will probably. He'll probably send me.
That was way out there. Yeah, Ronnie and Billy lived out in Lake Asbury. That was way far away from any horses that they ever had.
Well, I think he lived in a couple different places. I'll get Joe to tell me that story again, and then I'll get it right and report back. Rick Johnson says, Craig, I know how you guys can get more subscribers. Sponsor a cannabis dispensary, and you can be a smoke person.
Oh, we've
tried that.
We've played around with guys trying to do the Stoned Roadie.
We're not politically correct enough for that.
The Stoned Roadie brand of weed, yeah. The Stoned Roadie.
Yeah, anytime we
I think that's a good name. What are you smoking? I'm smoking the Stoned Roadie.
Yeah, there's some of the Stoned Roadie.
I think that'd be a good brand of strain of weed, the Stoned Roadie weed. Yeah.
Well, you'd have to sample it to see if it's good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to. Yeah. That's like that guy.
It'd have to be indica, it'd have to be just totally indica, no sativa at all, just indica, Indicouch.
I'd like to get in with that guy that does raw. He's got that raw brand.
Oh yeah. Those cone papers, or those are good. Yeah, those are.
Yeah, he's got all kinds of stuff, trays and things like that.
Oh yeah, I got a tray. I got a couple trays.
This one guy says, hey, if you guys think that 3 podcasts a week are too much, go ahead and dial it back. We don't mind.
Oh, cool.
Okay, we'll start on that next week.
Maybe, yeah, just do them Fridays for a giveaway once a week. That'll suit me fine.
You laugh, but we might move into that direction. I don't know.
I'm telling you, during the summer here, I got a lot of stuff coming up to do, man. Heck, I got 2 on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday. I got 2 to do Wednesday. Got one in the morning.
But we looked at it like the more we do, the more chance that we get subscriptions up, and then we can make money. And
raise money there for the survivors. I'm just curious to see if I could ever make one of these a success. That's just I've just got my curiosity aroused whether I could be successful at something at my age.
Never know.
After being retired.
We're waiting on a millionaire to watch one and go, man, I need to get rid of some money. Let me see if I'll just give it to these Lynyrd Skynyrd survivors.
It's funny to be retired and then start doing something you don't know what the hell you're doing and be a success at it. That'd be pretty damn funny.
Yeah. Get on Sirius Satellite XM, and then we I don't know. I don't think that'd be too much like a job, and I don't even know how they do that. That's they got these guys, these rock stars have their own channel. Billy Joel and Tom Petty had his own channel, and you could have the Stoned Roadie show on Sirius Satellite XM.
Well, once we got it figured out what we were doing, it makes it easier once you got a system. But we had no system. We had nothing to work with.
Well, if we have to edit our own stuff, it's just not going to look professional. And if we had somebody that did it for us, and things like that,
and development, and we just kind of Kathy Godzi kind of does a little. That's what I tell people. They said, "Where should I write stuff?" I said, "Well, we mostly see stuff wherever you write it." I said, "Me and Griff, I don't really pay a whole lot of attention to YouTube, but Kathy Godzi, she kind of, works on that, and we kind of, I don't know, we just, try to do what we can."
Yeah. I know as much as Craig, which is very little.
Very little, yeah.
Yeah.
But
and then Nimitz,
I guarantee you one thing, I forgot more than most of you think you know.
Most of the stuff that comes out of Craig, is the good stuff is stuff that we talk about before we even come on. So and then after we talk about it, then we're kind of like wore out already before we even start.
Yeah, we go. What do we got to talk about? And then we talk about shit, and then we don't remember what we thought.
Yeah, if we recorded it, we'd have been good. But
that's when we started this. When we said something, we were laughing. I go, "Oh, this would be a good time to start this," and I don't remember what we were talking about.
Yeah. This guy Nimitz here says Craig really knows his string gauges. He's got those down really good. I guess back on the last podcast, you were
after you string 100,000 guitars, they kind of sink in. Yeah, I'll never forget the gauges.
Yeah, I mean, you had a lot of guitars to mess with, especially.
Yeah, luckily, they all use the same heavy gauge: 10, 13, 17, 26, 36, 46. I mean, that's what they use.
And now the way you tune them, I mean, it's that snark. That little snark is like the best invention there ever came out with. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's only $20 for that thing, and you just clip it on the head of your guitar, and those things are accurate as hell. Love those little snarks.
Yeah, it used to be if you just give me an A, and I could get the fifth string, the A string in tune. I could tune the rest of it really quick, but I always had to have that A. I always having to work off an A.
I like to see old Joe Walsh, man. That guy, he'll throw it into a drop D, and you can see he'll just turn that knob all the way around. I mean, the different strings. That guy is amazing as far as tuning a guitar. Old Joe Walsh. I saw a thing on YouTube with the Eagles and Paul McCartney. They were celebrating Jimmy Buffett. You guys check that out. Paul McCartney, he was on there with the Eagles. That's kind of weird. Paul McCartney and the Eagles, but it happened. It did. It happened. Let It Be, he played. He played Let It Be, and Joe Walsh played the lead on that. Really good. You guys check that out. That was just recently. And there he is, Leon.
Somebody wanted to know what kind of dog Leon was. He's a Pouchon, and they said because he's so small, but he's extra small. He's only 5.5 pounds. He's half miniature poodle and half Bichon.
Boy, they were tearing into each other on that Saturday night special, man. They were getting down. But they don't draw any blood or anything. They're just raising
playing.
A ruckus.
They do that all the time. They're just playing.
Well, they're both males, Yeah. You got two males. So anyway, okay. Thank you, Nimitz, for the remark on how great Craig does with the strings. And then TP, not to be confused with TP, our Journey singer, sends well wishes to Savannah. Savannah's having that foot surgery, and she's kind of like she's kind of sidelined for now. Let me see.
Saw pictures of her going to a prom. I thought she quit school, regular school.
No, she's still going to school. Yeah.
Oh, I thought she quit
She
going.
probably graduates this year or something, though.
Guys probably has a hard time getting around and walking around with a cast on her foot. She's gonna be getting that other foot done here pretty soon, supposedly.
That foot surgery, I had that foot surgery, and mine was plantar fasciitis. I had them in both feet. I was playing tennis with this guy like 20 years younger than me, and I had some crappy shoes on, and that crippled me, man. I mean, I was like really bad shape there for a while, and I had to get both my feet operated on, and that ain't no joke, especially when they shoot that cortisone in your heel. Man, it's like you can see the hole in the end of that needle, but like big around as a pea. That thing, man, that thing hurts. I don't know anybody's had that plantar fasciitis, but hers is something different. I think they're actually cutting bone and stuff in her. She's having a rough one. Homer Hancock says, congrats to 77 and 79, the winners. Yes, congratulations to 77 and 79. They got a nice little package, and next Friday we'll be giving away another one. It's another, but it's a coin, right, Craig? Just a coin.
Well, yeah, we're giving away one of the stickers that we sell for $25 and another one of those coins. Yeah. People look kind of amused by that coin. Yeah, well, it was on the plane crash, and it's.
Oh yeah, that's.
Yeah,
they get a letter.
Well, I've only given. This coming one will be the 5th one that I've actually given away. I gave away 2 of them just as a joke to somebody, and wrote them these really funny documents, and for a 50-cent piece for them. But then this will be 3 and 4, and then this one coming up will be number 5. This will be the 5th.
Is that the one that Shelby won? The same one?
No, that's a silver. She won a silver dollar.
Oh, she won a silver dollar. Oh, yeah.
They're bicentennial $50. Yeah. These are.
Cool.
Yeah, I've got a few of these, and I haven't given any of these away or anything, but they were on the plane,
Yeah, man, that's I found a penny out there at the crash site, and you can tell it'd been in the ground a while, and heck, that thing's that was on the plane in the crash, and found it in the dirt out there on the ground, and man, that's my good luck penny. Found it on heads too.
I got coins from all over the dang world that were on that airplane. I got bills, all my bills. I had my whole coin collection, all my bills, everything with me on that thing. And,
yeah, well, I mean, you were going through a divorce.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the only way. The reason I got it, because I took it then when I left, because it was all gone when I got back.
It's a good thing you got it back.
Yeah. I went to the police station. They still had my stuff there.
You didn't get your drugs back, but you got all their other stuff back.
No. Oh, that was a lot of stuff that I came up missing. But those Halliburton suitcases busted open like beer cans. But,
well, if you survived that plane, that's enough
I ain't complaining about what I lost on that plane.
Right.
No way. I mean, yeah.
Okay, Justin Alexander says, thanks for answering the question about Alan's Explorer. And yes, he did ask it because of the tremolo. How hard was it to keep in tune?
Yeah. When you're stretching strings around, it's if they're not real tight around the keys, and if there's any place where they can get hung up, it has to be free flowing. If there's anywhere on the nut or the saddles or anywhere where when you pull it or stretch it or whatever, and it goes back and it gets hung somewhere. It's, throws it out of tune.
You would think that it would be a problem. I mean, because you're stretching the strings, you would think that it would be.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah. It theoretically it can't immediately go back into tune after you stretch it. It has to take a millisecond to reach.
And Alan was not gentle with the tremolo either. I mean, he slammed that thing.
Yeah.
He used it.
Stratocasters are kind of infamous about not being in tune after you use that tremolo bar.
Yeah, that my Strat that I have, that tremolo. I was looking at it, real close, and that's what I was thinking. I was like, whoever came up with that, they must have been kind of like half crazy, because you just thinking the concept of it, how it would stay in tune, but it does.
That's amazing. Why you got to graphite everything, so those strings will slide,
Yeah, I didn't know about that graphite until I went over there to Zach's house, and Chad was putting graphite in all the nuts.
Oh yeah, you
and
put
things
it on the saddles and the saddles, and it slides easier. Nothing get hung up on it.
Yeah. Oh, Crazy Bob says he laughed like hell when when Craig screwed up the numbers. I think, there's a lot of people that weren't laughing, they were like, wait a minute, this ain't cool, they was probably thinking. And it's a good thing I asked Craig who won, because then you went back and figured it out. So that's why Craig keeps me around, because, even a broken clock is right twice a day.
Yeah, you got to keep on your toes when you watch your shows and see how many times we screw up,
Let me see.
It happens,
Yeah. Tom Hills, he says, and that was pretty funny when you were shaking the jar and you were going, yeah, you just won. No, you didn't. No, this guy won. No, you didn't. Yeah, Tom got a kick out of that. Tom Hill said he laughed his ass off on that one.
You could have won then, but now you don't.
This
Every
guy
time
here,
you shake that drawer, there's a different winner.
This guy here, Tim Fawcett. Tim Fawcett. I kind of remember this. I swear to God, I saw this Orlando Wilson with Rossington Collins. He says that, and I vaguely remember, he says that Gary Rossington was on the Orlando Wilson fishing show, and he caught a bass, and he borrowed Orlando's needle nose pliers to get the hook out of the bass, and he threw the pliers in the water instead of the bass.
That's what he did, yeah.
Did you see that, Craig?
Yeah. He threw the pliers in the lake.
Did he mean to do? Was he just joking around, or was he just?
No, seriously. Yeah, he had the pliers in the fish, and he threw the pliers in the lake instead of the fish.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I know. I swear I saw that. That's pretty good. Thank you, Tim, for sending that in.
No, yeah, that's funny.
I used to like to watch all those Roland Martin and Orlando Wilson, those fishing shows, and I bet you Ronnie used to watch those on Betamax. I guarantee you, because if they invited Gary, then Gary and Ronnie, they were watching those fishing shows. Those guys were avid fishermen, huh, well, Craig?
There's a guy, Monroe Campbell, that did one in Jacksonville, and Scott Campbell is a real good friend of ours, and he was really good friends with Alan, and Gary used to go fishing with Monroe Campbell. Yeah, he was a real famous fisherman. Yeah, but
my brother claims he went fishing with Gary Rossington, and at the time he didn't know who he was, because a friend of his knew Gary, and he said he went fishing with him, and And then later on, he figured out that that was Gary, and I was like, "Dang!" And my brother, he don't make stories up, so I kind of believe him. But it's not like he follows Lynyrd Skynyrd much or anything. But yeah, those guys were big fishermen. Let me see what else we got here. Oh, this guy, Cheesehead. He says he'd like to try that Ohio strain that you smoke, Craig, because he goes he goes, man, you had to be on some good weed whenever you screwed up those numbers. I want to try out that Ohio strain that you're using.
Oh, see there. That was all
Yeah,
meant to be. That's gonna make us famous.
yeah,
See that guy calling out wrong numbers. Got that drawing and called out the wrong number. Then
and
had to give two prizes away.
and he's the guy. Speaking of that, he's the same guy that asks on Friday when you draw for the sticker and the coin. Are you just doing the numbers that people already have, or can people?
Yeah.
Can
Oh
people
yeah, and by the way, if you're just watching for the first time and you don't have a number, yeah, write the stoned roadie at gmail.com, and yeah, we'll add you to the drawing.
Yeah, you get your own number.
Yeah, and we'll just add you, and then you just keep that number.
Yeah, and
For future drawings for however long we do this stuff.
until one of us dies. Never know. This guy Tuxedo Manor. He wants to know how long you were typically gone from home when you did tours, and he wants to know, did it change much from when you went from a bus to a plane? Good
Well,
question.
yeah, when you leave the gig after a show, and you go to the hotel, when you have an airplane, well, the crew, see, we had to be there at in the morning at 8 o'clock in the morning, so we'd have to go, and we'd have to fly, to the next place, and then check into the hotel, but otherwise you have to leave the venue, and
No, but how long were you gone on the road? And as far as like,
well,
what's the-
it just depends. Usually 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 2 months.
yeah,
Usually,
depending on the tour, how big the
Yeah.
tour was.
yeah.
I think Artimus said in that interview with Howard Stern, it was a 90 venue tour that you guys were set out in on that last tour, and you were into the fifth venue when the plane crashed.
Yeah.
So you guys, that was a big tour right there.
Yeah, the torture tour was 88 cities in 95 days, so that's 3 months. So it's a little over 3 months. So we were gone, and
Did it seem pretty much a lot
90
easier
cities in 3 months. That's quite a few.
when you switched from the bus to the plane? Was it like a lot easier for you, or what'd you
Yeah,
think
oh yeah,
about
the plane was
Yeah?
a lot easier. Yeah, the plane's a
just
lot.
just scarier?
Yeah. No.
Not for you.
No, I
I mean, look at Ozzy Osbourne, and that bus he was on, the plane hit the bus.
yeah.
You talk about bad luck. I
Yeah.
mean,
But the bus is all right. I mean, you get on the bus, and after the show, you take a shower at the venue, and you get on the bus and you crawl in the bunk and you go to sleep, and when you wake up, you're at the venue. I mean, you just get up and you go in the venue. If you have an airplane, you have to fly there, and then you have to shuttle to the hotel, and then you have to get up in the morning and go to the venue and do the show, and then you got to go back to the hotel, and then if you're doing a bus, you just leave the venue, get in the bus, and go to the next place.
Well, probably because you have the plane, and all they're going to do is add more venues because you can do them faster.
So,
right?
Sometimes a bus is easier. You just, you do the show, you take a shower, you get on the bus, and you crawl in your bunk and go to sleep, and you wake up and you go in the venue and eat breakfast and start all over again. You know what I mean?
First you got to get Sweet Connie on there to help you go to sleep.
The bus ain't bad.
Yeah, they still use buses. I mean, that's the way to go, man. I think I would like a bus. I tell you what, Craig, have you seen some of these videos of these crazy people on these planes? I don't think I ever want to fly again, man. It's like there's some really crazy sons of bitches on these planes. You get up there 20,000 feet and some whack job starts freaking out, on the plane, and then one of the passengers has to put them in a headlock, and oh my God, I couldn't imagine being stuck up there with some freako weirdo liberal who's flying off the handle trying to figure out what gender they are.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do for this October 20th for this monument thing, because God, I don't want to get on an airplane and have everything get canceled. But then if you drive down there and all the gas stations are closed, which is the best option,
Yeah, well,
I guess I just rent a car and just run it out of gas and just leave it alongside the road and say, man, what do you expect?
Because that's like right around the election time,
Yeah, I got AAA that'll show me 100 miles, but it's 2 weeks before the election. It's the election that's not going to happen, so.
Yeah, so we could be under martial law by then. It might be a good idea to.
There's something going to happen. God, we got ships running into major we got major infrastructure being destroyed by cargo ships.
By design. A lot of people
that's like setting off a bomb, man. They just took down part of our infrastructure.
Well, they had those Palestinian rioters over there closing off the San Francisco, the Golden Gate Bridge, protesting against, Jerusalem and stuff. Come on, Israel, what?
Well, all these colleges, all these Israeli students or whatever they are all all these colleges are all protesting all the stuff that's going on. All these, it's crazy. It's nuts.
It's like we were talking, here we worked all of our life. Now we're retired and we got to go through Armageddon in our retirement. That's not cool.
Yeah. Knowing the money you have, what's going to happen to the money you have?
Oh yeah. That's another
The money that you currently have is just about non-existent. It's going to be totally turned into something else. And what's the money you have going to be worth?
Just like the Confederate money,
it's like, they're saying to invest in gold and silver, but is that, they're saying, people say there's only a swimming pool full of Olympic-sized swimming pool full of gold. That's bullshit. There's so much damn gold in the Grand Canyon that they've got blocked off because they won't let it in there, because if they release all the gold that's in there, it'll totally disrupt the whole economic system from what I understand. I don't know.
There's some people
I have brain damage.
There's people that actually watch Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi's stock investments, and they do quite well.
Oh yeah.
Because
what's her name? The woman from Feinstein. She started out in politics worth $500,000, and she's worth $150 million now.
Yeah, they got the insight on all that, So guys like you and me, we're gambling. They already know. So, in our opinion. All right, Craig, got one more question. This is the question that's going to lead us into the Artemis audio with Howard Stern. I hope it's okay. We don't get in trouble for playing Howard Stern's tape here, but I am saying it is his tape. So he says, someone says that they ask a question. We heard Brenda's story, but we can't hear Artemis's story, so that's why I dug that up, and you can hear Artemis's story. Of course, he's probably told it several times, but yeah. So that's it for the questions, the comments, and I guess we can wrap her up, Craig. Heck, man, we've been on here almost 2 hours, or
No way.
hour and a half. Sorry about that. We were jibber jabbering before we got on here, but yeah, been a long one.
God, well, looky here. It's
yeah.
been another edition. Oh, looky who's out there. Oh, I couldn't see it until now. Look at all you out there. Oh, mercy's sake. Look at all you pretty people. Oh my word.
I see Tommy and Sally and Barbara and Bill.
Monday morning. All righty then.
That was Romper Room, wasn't it, Craig? I see Ricky and Bobby.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, it's been podcast number, what was this? 158, 159. Yeah, April 22nd. It's Monday morning, and that's another edition of the Stoned Roadie show, and yeah, see you later, alligator, at the wild crocodile. What was that other one?
Happy trails. Happy
Oh,
trails.
yeah. Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep toking until then. Until next time on the Stoned Roadie Show, this has been your host, Craig Reed, and the Stoned Roadie and the rocket scientist, Griff Martin, and we're out of here. Cut.
Let me read this to you. Death struck in a random fashion. Rossington had been sitting between Van Zant and Kilpatrick, while guitarist Alan Collins was between Steve and Cassie.
Mm-hmm.
So all those two guys lived, and the other two died.
So let me ask you, when you're going down, you don't see anybody dying or anything. You're just busy in your own world, right?
Well, no. In the impact, it was the plane. It was a huge plane built for Eastern Airlines, and it was torn into little pieces.
And do you see people flying all around?
So when it came to a stop, that's when I got out and I helped as many people as I could. And then I realized that the only thing that was going to help my friends was for me to go to a farmhouse for some help. Which
now listen to this.
A mile away.
You crawled to the farmhouse, right?
Well, I actually walked up into the barnyard, and the young man that came out was protecting his family. And of course, I looked like Charles Manson with long hair and a beard. I was covered with blood.
Listen to this.
He took a shot over my head with a shotgun, caught me in the left shoulder. I spun around and yelled, "Plane crash."
After being in the plane crash, he finds a farm. The farmer shoots him in the shoulder because he thinks he's there to rob him. How wild is that?
And I said, he always tells me, "Hey, man, we've become friends over the years." And he says, "I'm sorry for shooting you, man." I said, "Oh, that's all right."
Do you think he was trying to kill you, or he just knew enough to shoot you?
It was a warning shot, and
right.
The third shot caught me in the left shoulder and spun me around.
You must have been freaking.
The man was protecting his family.
No, I understand that, but you must have been freaking. You're like, "Oh my God,
how much more do I have to survive?"
Yeah, I finally made it through a plane crash, and I get to this guy's house, and now he's shooting me.
Well, the only thing I was really thinking about, y'all, was my friends were bleeding to death, and I wanted to get help back to the crash site.
Okay. Okay, let me call you back. I'm sitting here. I'm doing a podcast.
Stone Roadies in Memphis.
Timmy.
Scuba.
Picked him up at the Giant Eagle. Just got out of
God damn it,
jail,
Bobby.
freezing to death at the Giant Eagle. So
Facts.
yeah, so I decided to do a podcast with Timmy.
Cold beer, Timmy.
Timmy.
I have that.
Otto said, "Hey, Timmy."
Hey, Otto.
So I'm gonna take him down.
My name's Timothy Tim.
Canton. I think I'm gonna. He wants to go get
Trucker in
doesn't crack y'all up. I gave him some money.
Did.
And he said, "You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go get some. I'm gonna go get some biscuits and gravy."
All
right. What's your name again? I don't want to sign across there. I'll sign across here.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll try to be good.
Hey, Kaiser, what do you think of the Stone Roadie show?
It's my favorite podcast out there.
Is it?
Yes, sir.
Have you seen all of them?
Just about.
Did you see the last one?
No, sir.
Where do you see that one with Timmy? Don't do like Timmy does, okay, Kaiser?
Yes, sir, I won't.
Just remember, don't do like Timmy does.
Glad I did. Helped old Timmy out, right, Timmy?
Yes, sir.
So me and Timmy's gonna go and find him something to wear.
Stone Roadies in Memphis.
Find him a place to sleep tonight.
Well,
so.
Timothy's my name.
All right, y'all. Been nice.
Stone Roadies.
Until next time on the Stone Roadies.
Stone Roadies.
Happy trails to you until we meet again.